And welcome to the Talon Outdoors Show. I'm Charlie.
I'm JD.
Buenos dias, muchachas. Mi nombre es Federico.
Nobody knows what that means. I'm Captain
hello.
Tyre.
Well,
He said hello.
a lot of people do.
Hello, folks. He's Fred.
And I'm Grant.
What does that mean?
It means good morning, guys. I'm Fred.
You said
cool.
muchachas.
Muchachas.
Those
That's
are
all the
plural
girls.
Well,
female.
that's
Yeah,
what I was thinking.
Yeah, I know
about
what you're.
because-
I know what you're doing.
Yeah, that was.
Muchachos.
Yeah, there were some.
Mi
of those.
amigos.
There were some amigos.
Amigos.
Amigos with tequila and margaritas.
So anyway, if anybody wonders, Fred was gone. I know y'all didn't
Again.
miss him. And went to El Mexico.
He went to Mexico, and
Did you eat that worm?
And they let him back in. And they apparently didn't get the memo we sent.
yes. Well, I did get held up.
Did you get patted down real
I
good?
did get a little bit of hassle coming back in the States. They wanted to know if I had anything to declare, and I said I declare I'm back. But
Did they roll out the red carpet for you at that point?
they didn't give me any red carpet.
Don't you know who I am?
Yeah, I didn't get any of that. I had no problem getting into the country.
You're a viral podcast star. Like you should have told
Yeah,
them.
that's-
Yeah, and they would have heard viral, and they would have been testing him for some stuff. Come back from down there,
Turkey
you
neck.
might need to be checked for some viral.
What you smuggling under there? That's my turkey neck.
Did get a few cigars across the border. So,
Don't make any admissions.
well, I didn't say they were illegal. I mean,
Well, yeah, you can bring back cigars as long as they're not made in Cuba. You're
Did
good.
you bring back some
I
tequila?
would.
I would never do that. No,
Okay.
wouldn't
Unless
think
you
of
knew
it.
you could get away with it.
Well-
If you knew you could get away with it.
If I knew.
Well, see, what
Yeah.
you do is you buy Arturo Fuente that's made in a country that, because they make them in countries that are legal to bring in.
Like Nicaragua.
Guatemala,
and
yeah, all of that, and then Dominican. You get
Yeah.
a good Dominican cigar, and you smoke it, and you take the ring off, put
wrapper.
take the wrapper off, and put the
In
put
theory.
in theory, you put the wrapper on
Allegedly.
the Cuban, and you just
I wouldn't think of anything like that.
yeah,
Wouldn't.
put the Cuban wrapper in
Yeah,
your
you-
luggage,
yeah.
and nobody sees that piece of paper.
You
in
might
there,
not
and-
consider
I'm saying.
really doing it, but you'd think about it.
I mean, nor would I buy anything at their pharmacy and put it in a different container.
Oh, Lord.
Oh.
Here we go.
I mean,
Yeah, you're going to be on a no-fly list.
I'd be careful with them 20-cent a piece Viagra's they got down there. I'd be real careful with that.
yeah, it's been a stiff vacation. I mean,
Yeah, well.
Oh, here we go.
You get
Charlie.
one of them hung up in your throat, and you wake
yeah.
up with a sore, stiff neck.
Oh, my Lord. Okay.
no, it was,
Yeah.
Okay.
it was
So-
quite an experience.
So what's on the table there? You brought in a bunch of peppers, which we're not going to be trying here in the studio.
Well,
I can
it's-
promise you that.
Last night I was bumping around in the garden because I left all the tequila in Mexico. And
I got $100 bill in my pocket. To watch you eat one of those Carolina Reapers.
This is a Carolina Reaper, which is the hottest pepper known to man.
Hold it up there in front of the camera so
Right
that,
there.
so
I'll
the
pay you
people on the radio
a
can't see
$100
it.
bill right now if you eat one on the thing.
If I had like a
Apparently
gallon
you
of
can't
milk
figure out where
in
the
front of me, I
camera's
probably,
at.
it's right there.
No milk, no milk. You got to eat it, not
So-
make a face.
Yeah, no, it's I can do it under the right
Sure,
circumstances.
yeah.
but
How much lit elf that?
You don't have to hold it up forever, Fred. Just set it back down. Like a minute and a half later, you still got that pepper bag holding up in the air. Like Grant's done turned the camera
know
off of you
whether-
and everything,
He's
man.
just scared to put it down because it's liable to go off like a Sig 320.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say that out loud.
Oh,
Then I got an assortment here
allegedly.
that I picked all these in the garden. I got a jalapeno in here, got some habaneros, got some that's a datel pepper, which is a pretty
I like
smoky
those.
flavor.
I got one of Bobby Williams that hunts with us. Brought some datel pepper sauce up here. That stuff's good.
So I brought them all for y'all,
No,
just so you can have them.
I see them habaneros in there. They're hot enough.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't even. It hurt you.
So interesting trip to Mexico this year. They ostensibly go down there to play golf, which I did, not well, because you don't play golf with margaritas well.
Yeah, they don't mix.
Probably makes it more fun.
It does. It made it a lot of fun. And we got an early tea time this year. So like,
Also not good for when you're in Mexico drinking margaritas.
no, well, unless you start drinking them early, which I might have done. And so we were like the first or second people on the course this year. Well, the place we were called, it's called a Mayakoba, which is, it's like a wildlife preserve where you can put some hotels in there, and I think there's 4 of them there, and it's kind of in the jungle, so you get that kind of experience. And we had all kind of wildlife that were still on the course, and they have this one animal down there called a quati.
Yeah, that looks like that's the coon looking thing. Look like a raccoon tail, ringtail thing on it.
Yeah, it's kind of a cross between a rat, a possum, and a raccoon.
Yeah.
And so he's out there. There was like 100 of these doggone things on the second fairway, and I thought they were geese from the distance. So I hit the ball in between them, and they all kind of gathered around it. And I'm
What's
like,
that?
what the hell's going on there? And so I get up to my ball in the cart. 2 of them hop on the cart with me.
Nope.
And I'm like, I don't know what y'all are thinking. Wife's freaking out.
Yeah.
I finally got him off the cart, and we got out of there, and I think I've doubled that hole. Got up to the next hole, and there's these lizards that look like they're about a foot, maybe foot and a half, 2 feet long, and they got this kind of triangle head with a plume.
Tegu or
I don't know what he was,
yeah.
but there were 2 of them right up there on the tee box, and I'm like, I don't know if I can walk up to them or not. So, but I did, and I didn't know what they were going to come.
If you only had something like a stick or something in your hand,
with
that you
a
could
metal
poke at
stick,
with,
yeah.
like a metal stick with
I did,
a
but there were
handle
2
on
of
it,
them,
you know, it even
and I
had a
didn't.
handle.
There was 2, and if they were going to come at me, I was only going to be able to take out 1. And so I got the wife out with her golf club, and she didn't want to come up to the tee box. And they didn't come at me, but they got up on their hind legs and ran the full length of the fairway with their arms flopping out like the.
Oh, I've seen, yeah.
I mean, it was just and I'm like, we're in Jurassic Park. So then, get back to the hotel after the golf game, and I
And
can't
there were
remember.
3 cartel members waiting on you.
There was a few.
I was waiting to see where this story goes.
So there was a little plunge pool at our villa that was right on a canal that had crocodiles in it, and that was neat to see those.
The pool had conquered?
No, the canal did.
The canal had.
And so as I go to get in the plunge pool, there's a snake in the doggone thing.
Oh.
I didn't know what he was. So
Well, that's something that we're kind of used to here.
yeah. So I mean, and he was having a problem getting out of the plunge pool. So I was like, well, better catch him and get him out of there. But I didn't know if he's venomous or not. So
There again, if you only had a stick.
So I used the old Jim Stevenson snake camp technique that he taught us when we were catching water moccasins at 6 years old. And so I grabbed him by the tail, held him up so he couldn't come up and get me, and then finally got his head down and put my hand behind his head, caught him behind the head. And I still couldn't identify him. So I decided that the closest place to our villa was the spa. And they had all these masseuse women in there ready to give you a massage if you wanted. So
Yeah, they arrested you for that in Tallahassee recently.
yeah.
You might have some new clients.
for some reason I didn't think that this was that kind of spa. But
Anyway, so what'd you do?
Anyway.
Go down there and
so
ask them what it was?
Yeah, I walk into the spa with a snake, and I'm like, "Hey, y'all know what this is?" And one of them about had a heart attack. I heard women Spanish cuss words, and they ran me out of the.
Crazy gringo.
Yeah, they ran me out of there.
Loco gringo.
And I catch one of the guys walking down the area, and I'm like, he's like, "Where are you from?" And I'm like, "Florida." And "Oh, okay."
Florida man.
Florida man right there.
Pick that shirt up down there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And so I finally let him go. Came back with the masseuse people. He said, "What'd you do with Snake?" I said, "I put him in massage room 2." And
Somebody's not going to have happy ending.
My Lord.
they'll be showing a snake. I mean,
Oh, boy.
Hey, we're running out of time for the first segment. When we come back, we're going to have a couple special guests, and we'll probably run in the next segment, maybe for the
Wiregrass.
the Wiregrass segment too, because it's key over there. And then we'll roll back in. We'll listen to some more of these stories. And on the break, we'll find out how many of them are true.
I'm sure all of them.
Knowing Fred, they are 110%. We'll see y'all in just a minute. And we're back. So we have some special guests on the show.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
We got Casey Smith, who's a good friend of ours, and
Yes.
local hero. I say
Man.
he's a lineman. He keeps the power. He keeps the power going when the storms happen.
Knife builder,
knife maker,
hunter extraordinaire. I get to see
Florida
him.
man.
Oh man,
all that,
he is the
all
ultimate
that.
Florida man.
Swamp walker.
Training some daughters to just be regular old Florida women down there. I mean, he got it going on.
these days for sure.
You go to Liberty County, you might run into him, and that could be good or not, depending on where you're at. Don't be out there trespassing on his place.
No, local law enforcement's been working overtime with me. I've been proud of them.
And Blake Burns, and they're with the Florida Dog Hunters Association.
Yep, Florida State Dog Hunters Association.
Yeah, and we're gonna let you guys one take a victory lap. I think we can say we had a win a couple weeks ago at the commission meeting.
Huge
win. Big turnout.
Yep.
The commission voted in favor of hunters and
Yep.
in favor of proper game management, and so with a lot of bust-in anti people from who knows where.
Tampa and Orlando, we know for sure. They were actually advertising it on Facebook. They would come pick them up, put them up, feed them,
Yeah,
probably pay them, but we don't,
yeah, probably never proved that either way. But
Yeah.
the fact of the matter is, there was a bunch of tour buses.
3 bus loads.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they have been attending these meetings all over the state, and we talked about it on the show, or I talked a lot about it. I get kind of wound up about these things sometimes because I don't want to see my way of life go away.
We're passionate about it, really passionate.
Yeah, absolutely. So, tell us what you guys are all about. I mean, the dog hunting kind of speaks for itself,
Yeah.
but you guys run dogs for, I'm assuming, deer and hogs and
We do well.
bears, maybe?
Everything. Well, when I was a kid, me and my dad did a bear hunt. We started out dog hunting for deer, and then we moved over into bear and hogs, and and then they shut it down. There wasn't enough bear, and I agree. Back then there wasn't. I remember the last couple of years we hunted. You literally tracked all night just to find a track to have to run the next day, and so it probably needed to happen, but it's not like that anymore. The bears have rebounded tremendously. I mean, when you're at the top of the food chain, and nothing's hunted you in that many years, and then they did have the one little hunt in 2015, and I think they wanted 300 bears, and it was over 300 took out in 2 days. So the bears have made it back. But yeah, we do it all, especially in Liberty County. There's so much to do. I hog hunt. We hunt with the dogs for the birds. We quail hunt. Me and Charlie have done that pretty good bit, and we enjoy that a lot. And I love to run the deer dogs. And I'll be honest with you, I have just as much fun in the training season running the dogs and listening to them, maybe even a little more than I do during deer season, because deer season, we actually try to cut the deer off. But during the training season, I just let them run, and we'll sit there and listen to them, half the night.
And now you can watch them. Now you can watch them on the GPS system.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's when I grew up running deer dogs, dog hunting over in Gadsden County, over around Chattahoochee, and loved it. Man, we were hunting little small blocks, and we had beagles.
Yeah.
And you ain't never heard 19. If you've never heard 19 head of beagles running through the woods barking all at the same time and all have different voices, and you're listening to that, and if it don't make the hair stand up on the back of your neck, it's something to behold.
It's a feeling you can't hardly describe. You literally have to experience it.
Yeah. So anyway, people don't realize, and I started to look it up, and I probably will Google it at some point in time here. There's hundreds of thousands of acres. How big is Apalachicola National Forest? Do you have any idea? It's hundreds.
It's the biggest in the state and the biggest in several states.
I believe it's 760,000 acres.
So you're looking at round numbers between 700,000 and 800,000 acres, and there's places in that forest that man has never stepped on. I'm convinced of that.
Yeah.
So we don't have any way, you don't have any way, the biologists don't have any way of knowing exactly what's out there. It might be a skunk ape running around. Who knows?
Yep.
There's little Sasquatch.
There's
might be
definitely
walking
some weird
around
things out there at night.
Yeah, I mean, if you've never been out there at night, you hear things that you just like. I don't know what that was, but it didn't sound friendly. And so they a lot of the antis use, in my opinion, probably not so accurate numbers, because a lot of the antis are obviously anti-hunting everything, and if we give any ground on that, we got to ban dog hunt. We can't. they may be talking about what you guys do, chasing deer and hogs with dogs, but it also would affect, if they wrote the law, it would affect people with quail dogs.
Yeah.
With birds that they raised and put out there to harvest.
That's what these other guys don't realize. They're talking about our deer dogs today or bear dogs maybe in 2027, but they're really after all hunting. They'll be after your retrievers for ducks, whatever. If we don't all get together on this thing and make a united front, it'll slowly go away. It's like the fox pens. When they closed the fox pens in Florida, I didn't run fox dogs, so I didn't think much about it. I should have been out there with those guys because now it's gone. It'll never, and I won't say it'll never come back. This is something we're going to fight to get back. But, it's just like the bear hunt. Look how long it took us to get back to this, Yeah,
and it's taken bears breaking into people's houses.
Literally.
It literally has taken that to get it even on the menu again, or even up for discussion again.
Yeah, at the meeting, and I'll tell you something else. The anti-hunters, they're their own worst enemy, because at this meeting we just went at, the misinformation they spew makes them look terribly, not credible. One lady got up and there said literally you could scare a bear to death, and then she was worried about that. And then one of them said there'd never been a fatality in Florida, and literally there was just a fatality
a month ago
in Florida. Right. We just had another one where one guy found one in his house.
Yeah.
So them not having good information, if they would get up there and had some decent factual information, but when they just get up there and holler and spout feelings, I think they're their own worst enemy. And then when the hunters get there and do have good factual information, and that's what we try to promote, I think it makes us look better, and especially in the commissioner's eyes, they see that. And that they're even issuing death threats and stuff to the commissioners. Who would ever thought that you would see that? But when one side is that vehemently angry about it, they lose credibility, in my opinion.
Well, most of those people are ruled by emotion, and they're the same people that when you look on Rutherford Cattle out in Texas selling cows. This is a God-fearing Christian selling cows by the truckload. I love watching his videos, and people, I got these cows. These are turnout cows, blah, blah, blah. And people, you should let them go. And he responded, well, I tell you what, you buy them, I'll truck them to your place, and you can let them go.
You're darn right.
I love that guy.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll wander over to my house.
Yeah, man. Tell you what, you bring them on down and let them go at my place. I'll keep them fed.
I'll bring them in. I'll bring them in the house and keep them warm.
But it's like, don't eat this, don't do that, don't do the other thing. You know what? And we're on indigenous land. We should be apologizing, land acknowledgement, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, what did they eat? They were out hunting, and that's part of God's bounty. That's what's. And the thing is just because you eat out of a grocery store, I don't get it. And the thing is the people sitting in this room are some of the biggest conservationists there are. We put more money into conserving our natural resources and wildlife than all those people do.
Yep.
Because all they do is sit around and fuss and moan about it.
They talk about it, but they don't do a whole lot.
And our licenses and our permits and all the stuff, for me to raise quail in my pen and hatch quail in my own building out there, I have to have two different licenses, one to raise the quail and one because I have a hunting preserve now at the house, just so I can turn birds loose out there. Yep. And I have to pay for those permits, and they have to come inspect my place. And you can't tell me that, we're not law-abiding. I mean, we're doing everything we can, and that's all managed. And when people go after the one thing, and working dogs, to me, is one of the purest forms of pleasure and enjoyment, that just watching a bird dog or watching any kind of dog that's doing what they are designed to do. Yep. In their element, be it a retriever or a pointer or a flush dog or a beagle or whatever, man, that is just nothing more enjoyable in this world.
There's nothing compares to it. It's you're truly more one-on-one level, with your hunting. And another thing people don't realize is, and to me, hunting with a dog is the truest form of the sport. From the moment you start hunting, whatever you're pursuing knows you're after it. It can use everything in its arsenal to get away from you. And I'm not throwing shade on the way anybody else is hunting, but you're not up there sniping a deer while he's eating breakfast, or while he's chasing a girlfriend. With dog hunting, he knows the minute you start the hunt, he's after you. So, and it's the only form of catch and release.
Yeah, because you can pick or choose what you.
With the bear's a prime example. You run the bear up a tree or up, he backs up and bays up. You can look at him and say, hey, that's not a bear we want to harvest. And when we were bear hunting in Georgia a few years ago, there was bears we caught the dogs and walked away from. Not what we were looking for. Deer, the same thing. You know, people find this hard to believe, but I hunt on Deseret timber. We have buck management rules. We can only shoot certain size bucks. We look at the deer if it's doesn't meet what we think those criteria, or if it's a doe and a yearling, we catch the dogs.
Yeah.
And with the track and train collars, which are mandated now by law, it's so much easier to do.
Yeah.
People find that hard to believe, but literally I can catch 5 or 6 head of dogs up with a holler in my voice, a whistle, or honking my horn. We've never had that before.
Far cry from when I was growing up. They were dog hunting, running across our place, and you know, dogs don't recognize property lines, and you didn't have any way back then of saying, okay, that's going too far. That's so and so's property down there. He don't want them down. You couldn't do anything about it. Now you can control those dogs.
Right.
And its technology has come a long way in promoting that lifestyle to where you can do it and not be intolerable to your neighbors sometimes, because there's different people that are pretty doggone.
Oh yeah.
You know,
it really was dog hunting back then too.
Yeah,
you spent half the night hunting dogs for the next day.
Yeah. They told me, hey, we used to have dog pens out there where you'd go and you'd drop dogs off when you catch them, and people would go get their dogs from there. You know, that's part of the tradition. We gonna okay, whatever that means.
30 seconds, Charlie. That's what it means. Jeez.
Grant holding up a hand. He was just telling them what 400 shows. We gotta do this.
We went over this.
Well, I forgot which hand signal he gave, so I wasn't sure which one it was. Well,
Blake,
we'll be back. We'll be back
right?
in just a minute. We got another 5 minutes with you guys here in just a few seconds. And we are back. Keeping in fine show fashion, we have the jokes off the air, so y'all can't hear them and cancel us. Anyway, so tell us more about your association.
That's your cue, Blake.
Yeah, well, I'm coming
Blake,
in. I'm
you
coming
get to
in.
talk now.
Pretty much our goal, we've actually adopted this probably within the past 5 years, to kind of get out of the woods and into the community, kind of spread the wealth in a way.
And that's the Florida State Dog Hunters Association, right?
That is correct.
That's what's on your hat.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So we organize local trash cleanups in the Apalachicola National Forest, of course, with other organizations. They look a little different than us. Good people, though. They enjoy our food. So we provide the dumpsters and the food, and everybody goes out and they pick up what they can and bring it back in.
Clean up where you hunt.
Yeah, clean up where you hunt. Yep. Kind of work your way back to the food site, I guess you would say.
Y'all have social medias, Facebook platform, website, anything like that?
That we do.
Find you?
Yes, sir.
Which one?
It's the Florida State Dog Hunter Association on Facebook.
Okay, on Facebook.
Yes,
okay,
that's
cool.
as far as we've went so far.
All right. Well,
we just got somebody to help us with that. You got to remember we're a bunch of rednecks.
I know what you are. I know exactly what you are.
Yeah, we're a little behind the times, so, no doubt. So, I mean, it's a good thing in a way. I mean, you take your kids out there, you try to teach them the right way, make them think about when they got to get out of the truck and pick that trash up, rather than just throwing something out the window. You know, so I feel like that's a huge thing, and you make it fun too. You know, you turn it into throwing rocks in a water hole, or you know.
And it gets back to what you said too. Hunters and fishermen have always been the best stewards of the land and the water, and that's what we're trying to prove when we do these things. We care about the woods we hunt, as much as more than anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in the woods many times and pull a trash bag out while I'm actively hunting.
So I got a question for you. If you're running dogs and you go out there, but you go out there and clean up the woods, and then you can't tell somebody go down to the tractor tire or the or the truck body and the landmarks, you know, because running dogs growing up, he's like, go down to the crooked tree and set up right there, and they're coming right at you.
Those places are just like good dogs; they live on as legends
whether the truck body's there or not.
We have one where Mr. Hunt killed the 8-point. Where we're not really sure that is at this point. We just know Mr. Hunt killed one there 30 years ago.
Yeah, so. and we've kind of got with the times with the GPS, so you know everybody.
So what kind of radios y'all run when you hunt?
We have some where we do the private channels, and then we still do the old school CBs. Kenwoods,
Yazoo, Icons.
Icons are a real popular one, and then Midland and the old school CBs. Every group's got their own preference, but it just depends.
Got a 108-inch whip on the back of your truck, man.
With a linear,
bring back
with the split channels. Yeah, man. And talk over the McDonald's drive-through speakers.
Yes,
another thing we do is we've started doing a hunting expo every year, and we actually got one of those coming up September 13th.
Yes,
it's going to be at 3Y in Crawfordville. It's a pretty big event. The first year we did it, we had 450 people. Second year, we had about 850 people, and we're thinking this year we're going to have that many or more.
Awesome.
So it's going to be a big event, and people always wonder, what does the Dog Hunter Association do? The money we raise from these events like this, we use to do stuff all throughout the year in our community. We do scholarships. We did several of those for the youth. We do lifetime hunting license for several. We've had some people in our community have fallen on hard times. We did a benefit for a girl that was going through cancer, and we raffled off and sold tickets for stuff and raised a pretty good money for her. So we're trying to give back in our community and let people know that this is what we are. As a matter of fact, in Liberty County, they donated a lot of money to the Liberty Angel Tree for senior citizens and kids who didn't have Christmas. So that's what your association is doing, and that's what we do with these things like the event we have coming up at the 3Y in Crawfordville.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. Yeah, I ain't gonna make it. I'm gonna be fishing in a bass tournament that day, unfortunately. But yeah, that'd be something to come out and see what you guys do. And it's a really fun way to hunt. There's no question about it. It brings back, just talking about it brings back a ton of memories for me.
Yep.
Just the camaraderie. It's and that's what a lot of people don't understand. Oh, well, you're hunting for sport. It's really not. It's kind of like the first day of dove shooting, dove field. It's all about the group and the camaraderie and the friendships, the lifelong friendships that you make doing that stuff.
Yep.
We thank you guys for being on the show.
Sir, we enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank y'all.
And we're back. So as those guys left, the Florida State Dog Hunters Association, they've got a Facebook page under the Florida State Dog Hunters Association. It should be easy to find if you're on Facebook. They have their third annual expo Saturday, September the 13th. That's 4 p.m. And it's down in where's the address? Anyway, you can find it on their on their Facebook page.
What color county?
But,
triple Y, double Y, ranch.
I can't read it. The 3Y Ranch.
3Y Ranch.
The 3Y Harvey Young Farm. So anyway, apparently there's going to be a bunch of VIPs down there. They got this family friendly. They got raffle tickets. You get dog feed and fishing trips and all kinds of Garmin products and all that in your raffle. And your ticket includes your annual membership dues and a dinner by Posey's. And you can get them online at one of those Eventbrite things. But go to Facebook, look up Florida State Dog Hunters Association. Apparently it's going to be a fun thing. I'm going to try to go.
Good group of guys. I know they'd love to have you.
Yep. We go to all these events all the time. That'd be a good one for us to try to make it to as well.
I can't.
But you can't?
Mm-mm. Me and Paul's going to be fishing in a bass tournament in Apalachicola at the Curfew
September
Lodge.
The 13th?
Yeah.
Where?
Curfew Lodge. It's Mason Lodge, Curfew Lodge in Apalachicola. And
where are you going to
You
bass
have to
fish?
be in a certain
we
way.
are putting in the river. We're putting in at the 10-foot hole.
Yeah.
And going up the river, bass fishing. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm getting excited about it. But yeah, it's a huge bass tournament. I don't know how many boats they've got in there, but I know they got 2 flights. I think we're going on the early flight.
Yep.
And
It's going to be a really good cause too.
So how do you score that? Is it the number of fish?
It's different. No, it's by pounds, by weight.
5 biggest fish.
5 biggest fish. So it's a boat tournament. It's not an individual tournament. So I'm not fishing against Paul. I'm fishing with him. We're a team. We're going to be a team, and we're going to keep the 5. Hopefully we catch 5, and then we hope to catch 5 big ones, and then the 5 biggest fish we catch that day will get weighed in, and whoever has the most pounds of fish wins.
Yeah, and they'll probably have a big fish spot too.
Yeah.
I think it's the biggest one.
You get decent money out of it?
I don't know what the prize. They said they told me that if they got 100 boats in the tournament, that the first prize is $10,000.
That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
That's
if you go out there and we might get lucky and catch 5 big ones and win, and then I'm gonna give Paul, like $500, and then I'm gonna keep the rest.
And then spend it. You might need a will done or something.
Yeah, I might need a
speeding ticket. Something.
I might not have a fishing license. I'll go fish it without a license. You never know.
I can handle that. Work just fine.
I hate to break it to you. I got a 5-year sportsman's goal. So
I got a lifetime. Yeah.
I did the calculations on the lifetime thing here a few years ago, and I was like, no, the money just didn't quite work out. I can buy a 5-year Sportsman. Usually they'll put them on sale. Florida will put them on sale every so often, and I did all the how long do I got before I don't have to buy one anymore.
I got mine when I was like 20-something.
Yeah, if I had done that, I didn't even know they had them when we were 20-something years old.
Yeah, they do.
It would have been smart to buy your kids one.
Yeah, sure. I did buy Grayson one, right after he was born, because you could buy it for peanuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so he still got that then, and he'll never have to have a hunt. The only thing it doesn't cover is a federal duck stamp.
Yeah. So
and
my wife made me help her clean out the garage. She calls it getting the garage reset for hunting season. So all the stuff that's accumulated over the summer, we got to get everything in its place for hunting season, because we have to, during hunting season, we have to drive an hour to where we hunt. And sometimes we do it early in the morning before daylight, and she wants everything in a place where we just load everything up and go, where we don't have to get up quite so early.
My wife walks in the closet
into
the vault room, puts her stuff on, and walks out the door and hops on a four-wheeler and goes across the yard.
Life is not that easy for me. But anyway, I was digging through. We were throwing stuff away or whatever, and I found some old hunting license of mine, because I keep them. The ones with the duck stamps on them. I've always kept them, and I found some from, back in the late 80s, and duck stamps were $8.
I've got
now they're $28.
I've got one for every year starting in '93.
Yeah,
and I've got them on a little frame in my study.
So I think I had to start buying a hunting license in 1984. And I've bought a hunting license, a Florida, even though I don't hunt in Florida anymore.
Yeah.
I still buy a Florida hunting license. I still buy, because just like we were talking about, the theme of this show is all of that money that's spent on hunting license goes to conservation. Conservation officer funds conservation officers. It funds conservation programs. The federal duck stamp program started way back when, and when the federal government got involved in duck hunting because of the market hunting had almost wiped out several species of ducks. Canvasbacks being the big one, because that was...
Boy, they made a comeback.
Yeah, and because of hunters and because of people buying hunting license and a little bit of regulation and a lot of encouragement to hunt, they raised millions of dollars with that stuff, so that you can have places like the St. Mark's Wildlife Refuge, which is a place for the ducks to go in the wintertime and not be bothered, and habitat. And it hunters fund habitat all over. The Ducks Unlimited, Quail Forever, National Deer Association, all of those, programs, even the local associations like Florida State Dog Hunters Association. Whether you like dog hunting or not, or agree with it or not, it doesn't really matter. It's, if you want this way of life that we have, that we enjoy so much to exist, we have to be involved as sportsmen.
Oh, yeah.
It's just period.
That's why I go to Ducks Unlimited. Well, that, and I like to win the prize.
Yeah. I don't even duck hunt really much anymore, but I still buy a duck stamp every year because I know what the money goes to. And I'm still a member of these organizations, of every one of them, Not
only that, a duck stamp will get you, that's your entrance to the national parks.
National parks. That's correct.
You don't have to pay a fee.
That is correct. You can show your duck stamp and get in the parks, and it's going to it's awesome, and it's good that we do that. But like we were talking with them, if the anti-hunting, anti-fishing people are starting to become numerous enough that we have to be involved as well, because we tend to sit back and want to live our own life and not get involved in stuff like that. But we're the ones towing the line right now to keep, because they're never going to be happy. If they can stop the dog hunting, they can stop the bow hunting, they can stop the hunting altogether, and then they're going fishing after the fishing. That's and right. You can bet.
If we can get the high capacity magazines, and we can get the semi-auto, we can get this. It's the same thing.
It's the same
exact.
It's
an erosion of our rights and freedoms, one step at a time.
And
what did that guy say last segment? He said that the woman said they were going to spear a bear to death?
Scare a bear to
scare
death.
one to death.
That's about the stupidest damn thing I've ever heard in my life.
I guess
how you going to scare him to death? I mean,
that's obviously she's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I think that's what you call Karen.
I'm legitimately convinced that these types of individuals are so animated by what they believe because they have literally never touched grass, like in their life. Like they are rootless, cosmopolitan. They're completely disconnected from the traditions of their immediate fathers and grandfathers. And they're bitter and they're angry and they don't want us to have.
They're all donating 79 cents a month to save some kid overseas and some ASPS or whatever.
Highly unlikely. I disagree with you there. I don't think they actually put
they're
any
the ones
money
that run the commercials.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's,
no, they're trying to make you donate.
Yeah.
They don't donate anything. They
listen. I'm all about compassion, and so when it comes to animals, I listen. I recognize. And when you farm and when you have animals, whether you have a few chickens in your yard or whatever, so we all have to internally, we draw a line. I mean, I don't name certain chickens because I plan on eating them. Right. All right. But the ones I name and I pet and I treat, I feel like even with a pig, there's a line you cross between a pet and food. Right. But that's internal. That's emotionally. That's something that you decide because you sell that pig that you raised and loved. It's like these kids that do all these show animals. That, they go and they compete and they spend all this time.
Cry like nobody cries when those things get sold.
Because that thing's fixing to go get it somewhere probably. And and that's the thing is, you assign value to that on an emotional level, and those people's emotions override everything else. Yeah. And so they only see it from the emotional and not the logical side. We'll be right back.
That's right.
And we're back. So anyway, I just sent. I'm gonna send y'all. I got some pictures that I acquired a lot of my daddy's old family photos and stuff the other day to keep for safekeeping, to share with the family. And so, there's some. I'm sending you guys another one. I'm hopefully Grant might have put some of these up on the thing. But
that's awesome.
I'm pretty sure one of these pictures is of a fish fry based on the old IGA paper sack.
I was going to say it's a paper sack. It's probably got some cornmeal in it.
Right there. It looks like a.
And then there was pictures of a stringer of bass or two there, and an old wooden John boat. What was that old Johnson motor on the back of that thing?
That's the same one. First time I went bass fishing, an old Johnson, just like that.
Yeah. And
look at the cars in the background.
And my uncle Pete Ingram was a heck of a bass fisherman back in the day, and Daddy was well into it too. And that's talking about memories and coming up. And now the fact that I don't bass fish is because Daddy ended up having to work too many hours and got me on a tractor, and I ended up farming instead of fishing. You was on a farm.
You had to mind the farm.
Yeah, it was. It's one thing, he had when he was working and not farming, and he had that. And I think pretty much when he went to farming, that all the spare time went away, and I expressed an interest, and that was my mistake.
So, one of those cars in the background looks like the General Lee from Dukes of Hazzard.
Well, there's some old stuff in there. There's old family photos, man. I didn't even know they existed until the other day.
That's a Camaro. That's a Camaro or a Firebird, Fred.
We'll
see.
We'll post these on the YouTube thing. And but anyway, so yeah, Paul, you were talking about, I know you like to take kids fishing, and a lot of parents don't have access to take their kids fishing. And one of the things you offer is the ability to go out, and you have such a passion. I've seen you with my son CJ out there on the boat and sharing that very thing right there. For a lot of people don't have access to that, and that's the reason hunting and fishing and things are up on the ropes a lot of times, because a lot of people don't have the ability to share that with their family. They don't have the ability to share that experience. So they just ignore it.
Yeah, it's I've been very fortunate to have a lot of people catch their personal best bass. There's nothing more exciting than having a kid. You know what I mean? It could be a 4, whatever size it is, and it
could be a 1 pound if you've never caught one, or 1 pounder.
And I've had that happen before, and it's, I pray every morning before I go out that the Lord will give me the wisdom to speak to these kids in a right way and show them His glory when I'm out there on the water, and not preaching to them, but just showing them God's grace. You know what I mean? It's just seeing. I have so many stories like that. I can visually remember when your son caught that biggest crappie. That was a big one. Mm-hmm. That emotion, I'm trying to, that was awesome. It was, I hope he remembers that, and maybe one day he'll want to go again, or Remember that down there? You know what I'm saying? So it's just incredible. And I know, JD, you've got. I mean, your parents took you. Your granddad took you when you was just like Charlie.
Yeah. Oh, my whole life. And I was going to say, my granddaddy did instill all that in me. My dad wasn't a big hunter and fisherman, and my dad died.
Wasn't either.
My dad died when I was young. I was 13 years old, and that's right at that pivotal point in a lot of kids' life when they are, nowadays more than ever presented with a path, and sometimes the path is really bad, and sometimes you can turn out that kid can turn out to be something good or something bad in a matter of a couple of years. You see a kid. Fred deals with this all the time in the criminal justice system.
Right.
Sometimes it's that one wrong path or that one wrong step that can send somebody down a lifetime of problems. And I honestly believe that my granddaddy giving me that love for the outdoors and fishing and hunting probably, and gave me somebody to look up to.
Yep.
And but guidance in my life, and also kept me out of trouble. Gave me something to do where I wasn't hanging out on the streets and running with bad people and doing all that stuff, and it's the stuff that leads to that. But
that's right.
He kept me in the woods and kept me on the water.
Fishing has protected me my whole life.
Yeah. It's the same reason I open up my pond to the kids in the neighborhood. They come down and they throw the fish back. They keep their records. They let me know what's going on. I get one kid in particular several years back. Knocked on the door, wanted to fish, and I said, sure, go down there and fish. Let me know what you catch, throw everything back. That kid at the end of the year had mowed lawns all summer and bought me a Bass Pro card and put a thank you note in there. And he was 7, 8 when he started that. He's almost out of high school now, and he's matured into a fine young man.
I see kids, and it just does my heart good. And the neighborhood I live in Corn Lakes, there's like 5 lakes that if you live in the neighborhood, you can go access those lakes and see those little 12-year-old, 10-year-old, 12-year-old boys riding down the street on their bicycle,
that's awesome.
Carrying their fishing pole, headed to the pond.
Exactly what they need to be doing.
That's right.
And
they're not breaking into somebody's house if they're doing that. They're not out doing bad things. And seeing them go down to you see the same thing going down to the boat ramp at Bull Headley on Lake Ammonia, fishing off the dock and stuff like that. And those kids, I'm not worried about those kids.
Mm-hmm. And they're good kids.
Although I did have a case where a guy was up in Miccosukee was riding up to one of the plantations and catching bass out the pond and selling them to the neighbors.
Yeah, that's a problem.
He needed some guidance. Now he lost his bicycle and his fishing rod and his stringer of fish because he ran and left the bicycle, the stringer of fish, and the fishing pole there, and they got thrown in the dumpster.
Well, see, he's not getting the guidance that I was talking about.
Someone didn't teach him right.
He gets caught up there, he's going to get some guidance. All right, I'm telling you. Anyway.
But that's right. Being out there on the water, I've looked for opportunities to, if you see some trash, true hunters and fishermen are true conservationists. They are.
Yep.
And you hear these people to come to the bear thing that they never were.
They threw their cigarette butt out of their window on the way in.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Danny Melvin over in Mariana. He's got a crew of folks that go up and down the Chipola River every year and clean up Spring Creek and the Chipola River, where all the people coming from over this way in the Tallahassee area go down there and inner tubing and they've passed county ordinances where they can't have containers on the river, and they go clean the thing up, which makes a prettier, nicer place not only for us locals but for the tourists who are coming over there. But they've got all kinds of ordinances, and they like to fuss about the fact that they can't have these containers on the river, and all because they just and I've seen it happen. Somebody reach over there with a beer can on the side of the boat and fill it full of water and let it drop to the bottom of the creek or the river. I've seen that happen, and you can't, but the thing is those aren't artifacts you're leaving.
That's right.
Artifacts are the things you find on the bottom of the river you can't pick up no more.
Our lakes, rivers, and woods better than we find them.
Yeah. It's and the thing is it's become more common for people to go do the cleanups and the stuff. I mean, I think one of the upcoming shows, maybe next week, we're going to have our buddy come back, Jim McClellan, talk about the some stuff on Apalachicola River, because now they've got the Army Corps is doing a survey wanting to go back to the river and start doing some snatching on the bottom of the river and
de-snagging,
and then
de-snagging and or taking stumps and
they're
trees.
trying to make it a navigable waterway again.
Okay.
And then maybe do some dredging.
That'd be
I don't
good.
know the whole story, but he's going to come talk about it. And there's a whole environmental side of that too. So you got the commerce side, you got the environmental side, you got Florida, Alabama, and Georgia that don't always get along real well when it comes to that river.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm looking
Because they
forward
don't
to
run
hearing.
barges no more, not in years.
Well, not right now, but they might be.
But they might be starting back.
Well,
I've heard
I mean,
that.
So I don't know.
Yep.
Before we go, Fred, what is that thing you're playing with over there?
Okay. So I guess I'll hold it up
It's
to
small.
the camera. These little dudes. These are some kind of Mayan gods
Oh.
that they.
You got to take them home with you.
Well, that's what I will. And I come back at night at the hotel and it'd be one of these sitting on my pillow. And there's a note in there, and you're supposed to have it's going to watch you while you sleep, and you have.
Protect you from snakes.
Well,
Fred, I do
no,
believe you take them things and
it's
run.
it's supposed to give you
I
like.
don't want none of that.
You obviously did not see that Brady Bunch show where they found the tiki doll in Hawaii, and it was haunting them and causing all kind of bad luck.
remember
You
that.
obviously did not see that show.
No, so this thing is supposed to give you good dreams, and so I stuck that thing above
Maybe
my.
if you drop some acid. And
Yeah, was
I
this
tell you
Meg
this.
Trips
it's a
and Messages?
multicolored, bright, pastel, very bright, almost neon colored,
know what
carved little tiki
it's
things.
a voodoo. We got a fishtail on it. Something I don't.
It's a
But
fish and
I-
a grasshopper or something.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but the dreams I had.
That was the tequila worm. No, that was.
You
I
didn't
mean, when I
say-
woke up the next morning, my wife was curled into a ball at the edge of the bed, and I was smiling. And then, so I can just tell you,
I don't
My
want.
Lord.
I ain't even gonna ask.
Oh, good Lord.
she's been out of town the past couple of days, but this dude's going on my bedpost tonight. So.
God bless your wife.
I'm sorry I asked, and I'm sorry you brought them. I'm not asking
You want to
anymore.
borrow it?
Nope,
I mean,
nope.
No. I don't want anything that you've had, and I don't know where it's been. So you just.
I don't want nothing looking at me while I'm sleeping.
I'm just saying.
That looks like something on one of those kids' cartoons. Well, hey, we'll see y'all next week.